This is the Crye Precision G3 field pants. Full review. The front two belt loops on the G3 field pants have an additional tab that you can attach a carabiner to attach kit to, like gloves and things like that. The front upper thigh pockets are very large, so it can fit in my hand and all the way. So basically that much room. So there is lots of room in these upper thigh pockets. On the top part of your thigh are two Velcro sealed pockets, which are perfect size for putting specific kit. Maybe you need to keep a notepad in there, some combat gauze, things like that. So those are nice, easily accessible. So when you're sitting down in a vehicle, you can access kit in these two pockets. Really nice and easy. The large cargo style pockets on the sides of both of your thighs have two Velcro tabs. Now these are very large pockets, and a nice feature is this spandex bungee style strap in here. So this strap will allow you to stick a AR-15 style magazine, and so when you're sitting in a vehicle, it's right there. You can reach in, pull out that mag if you need to. Also, if you're not interested in sticking a mag in there, this is stretchy enough that you can fit a small, like a 500 ml water bottle or pop or something like that in there on the side of your leg, so you have something to stay hydrated with. On both sides of the shins are accessible openings sealed with Velcro tabs. Now inside these I have the Airflex combat knee pads, so this gives you some knee protection without having to wear an external knee pad. They slide really nice inside. On the left side of your calf and on the right side is an accessible pocket, which allows you to stow additional kit. On the back side of the pants are two Velcro tabs for the butt pockets. So those are about that size, about palm size. You'll notice on the pants here that the button is protected with a piece of fabric over top, so that way it's protected from snagging on anything when you're moving through terrain. So that's pretty good. And the overall comfort of the crotch area and everything feels pretty good. These pants are the 36 long. There is a drawstring tab on the bottom of the pants here. I generally don't use that. A lot of times I just simply remove, but I have it in right now while I'm doing the review. This is the Crye Precision G4 field shirt. My good friend Multicam sent me this Crye Precision G4 field shirt so I could review it for you guys today. Across the neck we have a Mandarin style collar, so Velcro tabs so that you can adjust that. This is a button style field shirt. There is no zipper on the front. The rest of the buttons are protected by a flap layer. So there's the inner layer that buttons the shirt, and then there is a type of a storm flap that goes over top. Across the chest are two very large style Velcro sealed pockets with very beefy Velcro tabs. Now what comes with the G4 field shirt are these other Velcro strips, so that way they could be sewn in place by a seamstress so that you could put your name, maybe your blood type, and here's another tab which could be done for, say, your rank. Across the left upper arm is a very large style Velcro patch so that you can put your morale patches on. There also is a nice accessible zipper here with a drawstring tab so that you can access kit. Now this is a very large style pocket. As you can see, I got my whole hand opened up, but this also allows for ventilation. So if it's really hot out, there is a a netting mesh inside on this pocket, so you can open up the pocket on both arms and get some good ventilation to help keep you cool if the temperatures are really hot outside. Inside of the field shirt, you can see the name here, G4 field shirt. Now this one is a large long. Now the G4 field shirt, it says that you are able to use the Airflex elbow pads. So I'll show you that. There is a mesh on the inside. So these elbow pads have to be slipped in from the inside. Now the mesh holds the elbow pad in place. It said on the site that these were the ones to get, but you'll notice they kind of stick through a little bit. I'm not sure why that is, but it seems to lock them in place. The last button on the shirt basically comes at my belt, which is nice. So that way when you're sitting, you're not putting excess pressure on the garment and causing tear points. So that'll work for definitely when you got to get and sit down in a vehicle. Have lots of adjustment. So there is a very long Velcro tab there. So you can get that cuff adjusted on both arms to your preference. So that's pretty good. I generally like to get my cuffs so they're going around my gloves. So I really like how that feature is situated there around the wrists. The overall feel of the G4 field shirt feels very good. Now this is a very tough poly cotton blend. It's important to note with all Crye Precision field shirt and field pants is that they will shrink a little bit upon first wash. So I have not washed these yet. So that is something that you need to consider when you're purchasing your garment. So right now I'm definitely, I've got lots of room in here loose. So it's going to allow for a little bit of shrinkage, but overall it will still, you know, fit very well. What I usually like to do once I wash my camouflage, I don't necessarily want to put it in the dryer. That should kind of sometimes speeds up maybe a little bit more shrinkage. I typically like to let my garments air dry. Another thing I'd like to point out is on the arm length. So, you know, we're not lacking on arm length. You know, I've got, you know, half decently long arms. So it fits very well. So I really like how that is on this G4 field shirt. Another factor I look for in combat clothing for fitting is how it sits in my armpit area. You know, is it comfortable? Do I have any, is the garment causing any type of pressure points? I really like how this is almost like kind of form fitted, and it sits really well inside my pit and shoulder area. Now I'm 6 feet tall, roughly 177 to 182 pounds. Depends on the day and what I eat. So overall, it's fitting pretty good. So definitely a huge plus there. The Airflex elbow pads in the field shirt work really well. So they're really nice and flexible, which is pretty important because I tend to bang up my elbows sometimes when I'm out in the back country. So this will give me a little bit extra protection rather than wearing an external elbow pad. So I kind of like how that feature is in the garment. Give a little bit of protection there. Yeah, so it doesn't pressure up. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. So I really like how these Airflex elbow pads work. I hope you all have a good day, and we'll catch you again. Bye now.